All right, guys, it's time for the old 3D printed battery powered PC to go under the knife. I need to replace the little voltage step down regulator in this guy. The one I got, I knew it wasn't going to really hold up to the abuse anyway, but now I have a much larger, more beefy voltage step down regulator, so this guy should work a lot better than the old one I'm replacing. But I'm gonna take this off. It's super easy with how I designed this. You just stick these on here and I can pull all these screws right out, no problem. And then this whole panel will come right off. So I'll show you after I get to that point. Now that I have that cover off, you can see the guts of this. This is my Pico power supply, which is still working. I also do have a backup for that as well. I've got another Pico power supply ready to rip right in here, but I haven't had to use that yet. But anyway, this is the old voltage regulator. Oh, well, actually, no, this is a different one that I put in temporarily until this one could come in, because I use this thing all the time. But anyway, these fans are just temporarily stuck on there, but I couldn't do any gaming with this voltage regulator. Didn't have enough power to, manage gaming. But now that I'm replacing that again with this bad boy, should be all set. But for those of you that aren't familiar with the specs of this, you can look it up on my other videos on my channel. But basically, this is just a tiny little motherboard. And obviously, as you can tell, I do have a graphics card. It is on the other side and it is deshrouded. So you can kind of see it hiding behind there. There's a fan right here for it, a slim fan. And I haven't had any issues with thermals, but this is basically the laptop killer. And this is a custom battery pack that I built myself and spot welded everything together. And the BMS is also mounted on the other side for this battery pack. But this is 30 amp hours, this battery pack. It's lasted me about 3.5 hours of gaming, depending on the game, but it's pretty awesome, honestly, to have something like this that's portable, I can take anywhere and do anything with. But anyway, I'm gonna get this all swapped out for the new one and we'll test it out. Okay, what I've done now is put on these connectors because I soldered these on. I forget what they're called, but anyway, you just basically stick the wire in them and fill the gap with solder. But I put some of those in because all of my normal connectors don't fit inside of here for this gauge of wire that I'm using. I mean, as you can tell, this doesn't fit. So making it work, I'm gonna use these instead and kind of just smush them into there a little bit. We'll see if that works or not, but I'll get back with you and show you what it looks like when I'm done. This is what I ended up doing to make it easier. I just flattened those things out, drill the hole through them. Ought to work just fine. And that way they can fit right into there, no problem, and have good connection. Okay, so now all I did to set this up was hook it up to the battery pack first, hook up my multimeter, and stick the probes onto the voltage converter, and then I set the voltage output to exactly 12 volts pretty much, and that will stay constant even if the battery pack is at 16.8. Like when it's full, this will still supply 12 volts exactly to the power supply. And there's two little screws on here. The CC is the current, and then CV is the voltage. So yeah, just crank the current all the way up just so that it can do the max of whatever it can do. And then the voltage, I just dial it counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on if I need to go up or down until I'm at the right voltage that I want. Okay, the computer's all back together, as you can see. Got my Steam library pulled up again. And let's pull up some Ratchet and Clank. Now when my other voltage step down converter thing went out, I wouldn't have even been able to boot this up without crashing the computer because it'd draw too much power. But now it will work just like it did before. So I'll show you that once I get into the game. As you can tell, it's working just like normal now. And I don't remember what settings I'm on here, but there's my settings. I guess we have pretty much everything is on medium, with some things on low, whatnot. But it looks really nice, especially on this small of a screen. It looks great. I have to see if I can remember how to even play this thing. But anyway, yep, it's working. All right, here we go. I kind of reorganized and added a monitor so that I can actually look at orders for my website while I'm working on stuff, or just play a game, watch a movie, whatever in the garage if I feel like it. And I just have the Google Home working for the speaker as of right now. It's good enough, but there's the computer, and it is working perfectly. As you can tell, no cords plugging it in, it just works. So, watching some Wen show.